All right, so the things that you want to make sure to include in your letter is your full name and address, the credit bureau's name and information. You want to include the collection agency name next to the item that you are disputing. You also want to include the partial account number if there is one there. If not, don't worry. And you also want to include why you're disputing. This does not belong to me. I do not have a contract with this company. This is inaccurate. And if you choose that, why you feel is inaccurate, just make sure you put why you are disputing. And one of the most important things you want to put on there is what you want them to do about it. Basically, please remove this. Thank you. And a couple of more things I want to let you know about the dispute process is that it is suggested you do not dispute more than 5 items in a 30-day period. Why? Because if you go ahead and dispute a whole lot of things, they'll mark you as frivolous, and frivolous is a title you do not want for yourself, okay? So when I did my research, I went to Experian. I found a dispute letter template on Experian's website. So that's a good place to kind of look and see how they formatted everything too. I'll still type it up myself because it's like a form that you have to check and fill in and this and that. So that's a good source to make sure you're getting all the information that they're looking for. But anyway, so on that form, there's only a space for 4 items to dispute. So I feel like, you know, hey, Experian is trying to tell me something. They're trying to help me out. So I'm like, okay, Experian, I hear you. I'll definitely only do 4. So make sure you do not do more than 4 to 5, okay guys? And another question that a lot of people ask is, do I have to write a letter for each of the things that I'm disputing? And no, you do not. You can put all 4 or 5 of those items in that one letter. Just make sure you list them all separately, what you're disputing, the name, all of those things I told you to put. And that's it. Now also make sure you're disputing all 4 or 5 of those collections with each of the credit bureaus, because if you only do it with one, it'll only be removed from one. It does not cross over. There is no connection, none of that. So once you draft your letter, you print it out, you put it in that envelope, getting ready to send it, make sure you mail it certified mail. You need receipt of you sending that. That is your evidence in case anything happens. Once they receive that letter, they have about 30 days to respond to that. If they do not, that is a win for you. The burden of proof is on them. That means they basically have to prove whatever you're disputing for. So you just sit back and you wait. Now, I honestly didn't know all of this when I first started out, so I ended up disputing online. I made an account with each of the online credit bureaus. That's again Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, and I just submitted my dispute that way. I ended up only getting one of my collections removed that way. And a lot of times they say that when you do it online, they have like automated response systems. It just does not work the same as by writing a letter. So that was my fault, but I have learned my lesson, and I'm trying to make sure you don't make the same mistake. So at this point, I was left with those 6 ugly collections on my credit report, and I needed them removed fast. I did not want to have to wait another 30 days to do all of that again. So at this point, I decided to settle with the collection agency. I know, wait a minute, don't crucify me, don't stone me to death. Like, there are some instances where you just, you know, some people have to just decide to settle, and that's okay if you are one of those people. Now, if you decide you need to go this route, let me tell you how I did it. So first and foremost, in case you don't know, collection agencies purchase your debt off of these creditors at pennies on a dollar. So if you have like $1,000 debt, they may have bought it for $100 or so. So this is why if you decide to go this route, you should never pay full price, because they didn't pay. You can settle that debt, and honestly, they're gonna, you know, put on a hard face like they want all of the money, but they'll be happy to get anything they can. Some people have settled for like 30 to 40%. I believe that's a good range. I settled for 40% for most of them. One of them, I think I had to do 60, and one of the people was just doing the most and made me have to settle with 80%. Well, not made me, because you can decide, look, hey, I'm not gonna do it, because you can play hardball too. They need you just as much as you need them. But the one I paid 80% was only like $100 collection, so I wasn't too concerned with that.